and take you from here to here. Right. Let's see. We'll start here. Okay. This is what it looks like. So the first thing I'm going to do is straighten the horizon. So I'm going to try and make it look, that's pretty good. I kind of look at the trees a little bit, and if the trees are standing upright, then I feel good about that. Okay, so let's, first of all, let's get rid of the easy part. Her leash coming out of the water. We want to get rid of the splash and leave those droplets. Well, not all the droplets because they're actually coming off the leash. So let's actually not leave those droplets because her droplets are small and you won't see them on the water. So let's get rid of that. So let's hit spot removal. Let's do 100% opacity. Let's do about 90, about 85% feather. That looks pretty good size for our brush. And let's hit it. Let's do little bits at a time. So the first thing is you want to make sure that in the small circle you have the stuff that you really want to get rid of. So you want to make sure your brush is big enough to cover the stuff you really want to get rid of. The bigger circle is the feather. So let's just do this right now. See if we can get rid of this. That's a pretty big area. So I don't like where it chose to copy because this is out of focus. And the water where she is in the plane of her focus. So let's move it over here and see if we can get a little better. So when you move things, you just press down on your, see the little hand kind of closes, and you can move it till you think it looks a little better. I kind of like it right about in here, up and down. You can change it all the way around, up and down. And see how it changes? It changes pretty significantly. I kind of like, that looks pretty good right there. So now let's go back and where your circle is again. If you go back inside that area, your hand will open again. Go back to where your circle is. Let's do a little area right here. See, it's gathering information from the cloudy area again. So let's go back here again and find one that kind of looks like it's going to match up with what we had right about there. I like that. Go back to your circle again, and let's get rid of those big drops here and move it here again. Not too bad right there. Let's go back and get rid of this because that again is also from her leash. And let's do that. And let's move it out here, right about, that's not too bad right there. It looks pretty good. Okay, let's start getting rid of her leash. So you got to go back to where you can see your circle, because if you go in here, you're going to be in that area that's already done. So let's go back and let's make the circle just a tiny bit smaller, maybe like 75. And let's get her leash. Let's go all the way down. That looks pretty good. Let's just leave it there. Let's get her leash from here and go down to there. Not bad. Let's get her leash from here. Go down to here. Not bad. Get her leash from here. Go to here. Not bad. Okay, now what you're going to notice is right here, you're going to have to redo that later so you can straighten out your beach line. But for now, let's get her leash right from the edge of her fur and go all the way to here. And let's get it away from her toe. Let's move that to over here. See, you can kind of move your beach line, line up your beach line. And that looks pretty good right there. Oh, shit. James. I'm recording, so go away, you guys. Sorry. Okay, let's see. Now let's get out of this, press done. That's not bad for what it looks like here. You can still see a little bit of junk in here, but we're going to get closer and get rid of this leash. So let's move in closer and go back to your spot healing brush. And now your brush is going to be too big, so let's lower it a little bit to maybe 70. And let's go in here and we'll just get rid of this leash right here. And that's not bad, but I don't really want her leg in there. So let's do that. That looks pretty good. Let's get your circle again, and let's just get this part here. Let's get that tiny bit right there. Now, I don't like where they grabbed it from, so let's go over here, see if we can get something that looks that looks pretty good right there. Now let's come in and get your circle, make sure your circle's showing. You're gonna have to move it just a tiny bit. Ah, that's pretty good. Let's leave that. Now let's get this little fur right there and get rid of that. Now I don't like where they grabbed it from because she doesn't have fur hanging out in the middle there. This looks pretty good right there. Okay, let's see. Let's hit done and see what we've got here. You know what? You can see a little bit of red, but it's not really that bad. We can go back in with our circle and we can make it a little less opaque. Well, actually, let's leave that up and let's change it to heal. Oh, it's been on heal. Actually, it's doing pretty good on heal. Let's go here and just hit a little bit and try and get some of these reds out of here. So make sure you get your circle. Just go around in here a little bit. And I don't like where they grabbed it. Let's go back here and grab it from in here and get some of these. There you go. That looks great. Okay, let's move. Let's get out. Let's move it where you can see this. You get a little closer here. Let's fix our sand. So now you're going to make sure you got your circle. Go right here and just go straight across. See where they grabbed it? I don't like that. Come over here and let's grab it from here. Let's get a little bit of your sand right. I don't like where they're grabbing it from. Let's go. I don't like that hair. Let's just go right in here and get your sand, line it up. That looks perfect right there. Great. Okay, let's move. That looks really good. Okay, now let's look at all this stuff. This looks great. We got a little bit of a copy right there, but I don't think when you're far away anyone's going to notice. But if you want to fix it, make your brush really small. Really small. Let's go back in here. Really small. Let's do clone. And let's just, where you can get your brush right here. Okay, when you see your brush, go up in here and just kind of move it around in there. And it's picking up. I like where it's picking up from. Call it done. I like that. I think that looks really good. Okay, let's hit done. Let's move our thing a little bit. Now you see here where you can see really bright drops, but the rest of it is out of focus. So let's get your spot tool again. Let's make your brush back up to like 70. And let's make your brush bigger. Let's do about 80. Get your brush and go right through here. And let's do clone. I don't like where it's picking up. We're gonna, if you can just move, let's see, we need to move our picture. How do I move our picture? I think we're gonna have to start over. That didn't work. We're gonna make our picture smaller. So here, so get up close and you can see where you're gonna need to fix it. So it's right in here that we need to fix it because those drops are way too focused, and we want the more unfocused area. So let's go back out and we'll hit our spot brush again. And I'm just going to bring my brush right through the middle here. And I don't like where it picked up, so let's go over here, right around in here. And that looks pretty good. Let's drop our opacity a little bit. And let's go to heal. And that looks pretty good. Not bad. Hit done. Let's look at it. I've got a couple little drops in here and that little line of drops here where you can see where it was coming off the leash. Let's fix that. So go back to your spot brush. Make your brush smaller. And let's just do a tiny little line right up there, all the way up. Let's do feathering all the way out. And let's do heel. And let's move it around until we find something we kind of like. That looks really good. Okay, now I think it looks pretty good, except I don't like that black spot over here. And it's got kind of a circle where you can see where the ripples are coming from the leash coming out. So I'm going to go back into spot healing. I'm going to make my brush pretty big. Take my opacity down. Keep it on heel. And I'm just going to kind of run it through. Make sure you got your brush right there. I'm going to run it through here. No, we don't want the sky. We want to bring it down here. Kind of looking at, move it around to, oh, look at that. That looks perfect right there. Look at that. That's not bad. Let's do one more and see if we can get rid of these ripples right up here, because those are what's kind of bothering me a little bit. Bring it over here. Kind of try and match it up where it looks kind of good right there. Good. And one more spot. I'm going to make my brush a little smaller, and I'm going to try and get rid of this black thing here. So make sure you get your brush right there. Just go down. Let's move this up a little. I kind of like that. Okay, there you go. This black down here is actually the reflection of her face, so that's not too bad. So I think we can call that one pretty good. Not bad.